Hey, what's up guys? Ken here. Today I'm gonna be talking about how to defeat a cheater on Roblox Rivals. Now, I know a lot of people have been complaining about like how Roblox Rivals have like a bunch of cheaters. I'm talking about fly hackers, closet cheaters, and heart lockers and everything, aimbotters and such. And it's really painful. And I've seen so many people like struggle in those situations, right? And so I've made this video where I'm going to talk about methods, different types of ways how to defeat them. So first of all, one of the main topics I'm going to talk about is what are the types of cheaters that we come across time to time. So we have a small category of them, right? So we have the explorers, the ones that flies around and beams anything. Those guys, half of the time you cannot win against them because they're flying super fast and their cheats are advanced enough to bypass katana, riot shield, or anything in overall, right? So they paid a decent amount of money to get some cheats that are super powerful, which for them, those guys, you cannot win against them, sadly. I've already tested it and it's impossible.
It's very shit.
Super GG. Super GG.
There's no way you can defeat them unless if you're using cheats yourself, which I don't want you guys to do that. And so the next type of cheaters that we were going to talk about is the closet cheaters with aim assist and trigger bot. So usually those guys, right? Those guys try their best to like hide their cheats overall. Which is their point, basically. They say they're closet cheaters at the end of the day, right? So they're cheaters that they act like they're legit. They say that they're legit, but in reality, they have like a software in the back that's like giving them aim assist, ESP, or trigger bot, anything overall, right? And the last type of cheaters that I've came across so far that I'm gonna name are the fly hackers. But I'm talking about the fly hackers that are using like I think admin commands. I'm not sure. They fly around. They use their own like aim to try and shoot you down, and like they're pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest, right? So the only cheaters that I'm gonna say that that's like winnable overall that you can win against are closet cheaters, fly hackers, and that don't use aimbot. I'm gonna be specific about that. And heart lockers. So heart lockers, in my personal opinion, those guys are basically cheaters that straight up lock onto your head. Like I'm talking about blatant locking. They generally don't care if they get banned, and they want people to know that they're cheating. I have examples of clip of what I mean by these cheaters. Let's start off with like common enemies, the closet cheaters. Those guys, I think we've all came across them, and it's absolutely painful to come across them. So their main objective is to hit most of their shots, but also not fully lock onto their heads. So take an example of some of the cheaters that I know, such as Spiral, Brandon, and lastly Korax. Their main objective time to time is to show people their cheats aren't super obvious. So it's hard to tell when someone is closet cheating, especially if they have the right configuration. One of the things to counter them is either use freeze ray, jump on top, boom. And then always make sure by the end of shooting your shorty, just make sure you hit your riot, just an extra, like in case of emergency that you just miss. So like freeze ray, boom, 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 that's it. Or try and make sure they run out of mouse space, which I'll explain in a bit. So basically, making them run out of mouse space is basically making them turn their mouse so much to the point they can't track you properly. Half of the time, they use some kind of aim assist to help themselves fight. But if you make them run out of mouse space, you can literally kill them before they get the time to recover their mouse. Like if you don't have freeze spray, you can try and grenade them, try and deal extra damage against them, and tuck away covers. So okay, I'm gonna try and show you an example, right? So let's say there's a cheater that plays with Scythe. He Scythe up, you know he's always gonna win the gunfight every time he beams you, right? So you know he dashes up here. What I would recommend is by the time you know he's gonna dash up there, hold this angle, wait for a bit, and start shooting at them. If you see his feet, beam, run back, and take cover. So one thing I've learned about cheaters that either closet cheat or headlock is they waste a lot of ammo. And that's the thing. When you count the bullets, you will know when to push. If you realize that, for example, let's say the revolver, for example, the revolver is such an easy weapon to know when they're gonna run out of ammo. So for example, they use all the AR. So like, let's say they reload and then they swap out to your revolver. So you know how many bullets they have, right? A revolver, 6 bullets. So for example, if you run away and you hear them shoot their shots, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know they're at 5 shots. By the time that the 6th shot hits, you know they're gonna reload, so you push them instantly. So I recommend waiting and listening to the sound cues of how many bullets they have. It's super important. Waiting on the timing when they reload is the perfect time to push them, right? So if you know they're, for example, at ramp, you stay here for a little bit, you try and bait them out, and if they start shooting at you, they start pushing you, you fall back, and always take cover. When you take cover and you realize they have to reload and they don't have any ammo on both of their guns, you push in, you beam them. You straight up just kill them as fast as you can. Usually this thing would only work if you're a decent player, right? So any decent players, if they listen to this tip, I'm sure they're gonna win way more gunfights against like cheaters. A lot of the times cheaters will find a way to be on the high ground and try and push you. So that's why you should learn how to use your movement correctly. So Scythe away, chill here. If you know they're gonna push from that other area, you jump over here. You just wait. You just wait until you make them waste so much bullet to the point that they need to take cover to reload, and that's why you just push them every time. That's the method that I use every time against like a cheater that uses like either aim cheats or aim cheats or heart locks, closet cheaters, everything. And grenades, super important. If you know how to use a grenade, holy cow, you will win your gunfights. Trust me. So I'll show you an example, right? Say, for example, a cheater that you know is gonna Scythe up here, for example. So you know this person is gonna Scythe up there. You know what you can do? You hold the grenade, you wait for a little bit, and then by the time that you know your bar is about to retract and land on top of that pillar that he always dashes, the enemy right there, you just throw it. And then it just explodes and it's a free 75 damage. Boom. You fall back, you chill, you play time. If it's rank, then play time. Please play time. A lot of people think that you need to kill before the time runs out. The person that has less health will lose the round. So the more health you have, the higher chance you have to win the gunfight, no matter what. So always be wary of where the enemy is, right? Listen to the sound cues, listen to where they run, listen to where they dash, listen to where they shoot. They always give a sound cue, and that's why I always recommend people to crouch. When you crouch, you make no noise. The enemies doesn't know where you are. You just roam around, you just chill, you do no noise at all. Even against good players, they're surprised that there's people that knows about this, things like that. You have an advantage because they don't know where you at, literally. And if you know where they are, you just peek them. Surprise, surprise. They didn't know you were there the whole time, so they would be caught off guard. They could pre-aim an angle, but by the time that you just dash up, they have to readjust to aim towards you. Boom. Free sauce for y'all. But that's what I'm gonna say for now. Next type of hackers I'll talk about is fly hackers without any aimbot. So usually those guys are super terrible at the game and relies on their very terrible aim to shoot you down. And half of the time, if you're decent at the game, you can literally kill them easily by using a riot and a trip mine. Play around your obstacles. Make sure they run into your trip mines. If they start aimbotting hard, your best bet is to keep the riot up all the time. Do not swing with the riot. I've seen so many players use riot as like a way to hit the hackers when they're close, which is not a good idea. One swing puts you at a vulnerable state for literally 3 seconds, which is long enough for them to beam you really quickly. Heart lockers. To make sure you can counteract those type of people, just make sure you pull out your katana and perfectly time their shots constantly. Usually, the people that use heart lockers are usually using burst or ARs, right? Or even paintball. Kind of depends on their niche. And I recommend practicing against good players and noticing how they time their shoots. So for example, when they're about to shoot their gun, you have to time it perfectly where you can deflect every bullet every time. But do not spam your katana deflect every time you see them. You need to know, like, remember this, right? You have a katana, you have an advantage having the katana itself. When a person is either heart locking or closet cheating, a lot of the times they'll try and wait until you use your katana, and that's where they just fully push you in. So I'd recommend holding onto it. Only use it if you feel like this guy's gonna shoot at you. If you have really good, gut instinct against like players, then you should use that against these type of players. Look at this. And at the same time, the advantage that you have when you have the katana equipped is the fact that you can make them half of the time hesitate to shoot you, which is good. Like, the best 3 tools that I really tell you guys to use, like I would recommend you guys to use overall against cheaters, is to use the freeze ray, the shorty, and the riot shield. Very common combo, used to fight against cheaters most of the time, and it does pretty good at defeating them, especially the heart lockers or the closet cheaters. Those guys tend to cry a lot when you pull that combo on them every single time. So also, one of the best ways, if you aren't that great with the freeze ray, you can practice using the freeze ray by using a grenade launcher constantly. Fun fact, did you know that the grenade launcher projectile is the same speed as the freeze ray? Using the grenade launcher properly will make you become a pro at hitting your freeze ray at people. For me, my personal recommendations is you should wait until someone lands on the floor, and by the time they land on the floor, you hit them with the freeze ray instantly. So you always have to observe how your enemies move around. When you see them just drop down and they land in a specific spot that you know they're gonna land, freeze spray them instantly. It's a guaranteed hit. This is freeze spray and riot shield. So the reason why I asked you to learn how to use the freeze spray, it's mainly for this. So for example, this is a cheater. They start shooting at you. Oh no, they're shooting at me. Bang, bang, bang. Oh no, what am I supposed to do? They start getting close to you. You just slide off. You let them jump down. By the time they just jump down on the platform, you freeze spray them, and then that's a free kill. Literally. Like, as simple as that. Look. This guy jumps down, boom. You see he's landed, boom. Wait, you stand behind him, and you just I'd recommend targeting the head, right? By the time that you freeze spray the person, just make sure you hit the head, like something like this. I'm running away. I'm running away. Oh, he just sniped to his death, guys. I'm gonna X arch nem. Trust. Yeah, that guy Toggle, I think. No, he's dead. GG. Yo, Fatal, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. And your horde. And your... Okay, buddy. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on how to beat a hacker. Well, technically a cheater on Roblox Rivals. I hope this video helps. And be sure to drop a follow on my TikTok and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.